Hello everyone, today we are going to do, we're going to start Unit 4, which is transformations. A lot of this is probably going to be a review from last year, but today we're going to start with translations and reflections. So let's start with definitions and vocab. So a transformation is any change that we make to a shape, or polygon, whatever you want to call it, in size, shape, or position. Okay? And we're going to be doing 3 different types. We're going to do translations, reflections, and dilations. Today we're only focusing on the first 2. A pre-image is the original figure. It's what we start with. It's a problem. When they give you the problem, that's the pre-image that they give you. The image is the figure after we do a transformation. So like before transformation, after transformation. And I don't know why I'm moving things. An example would be if we drew something here, like we started with the problem and then we moved it or we flipped it or whatever. You guys can draw an example. Okay, let's start with translations. So translations are a change in position by moving vertically or horizontally. So we're either going to move stuff up and down or left and right. So this is an example of a translation because you're basically taking the pre-image and you're moving it down a little bit. So this is a real world example of a translation where it's just like repeating itself. Okay? Let's go on to an example. So example 1, we have to graph the image of a rectangle after a translation of horizontally -5 and vertically 3. So there's different ways they can tell you how to move things. And going horizontally is going to go left or right. And so if we go left, it would be a negative number. So whenever you see a negative number for horizontal, you're going to move to the left. And vertically is up or down, so if it's positive, you would move up. Okay, just like when we did rise over run. Okay, so because it says horizontally -5, horizontal is left and right, so I need to move it to the left because that negative tells me to the left 5 units. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to take this out of the screen. What I do is I actually take each point and I count them over 5 units, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll do the other ones in red so you can see them. C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I moved it over 5 units. Now I have to do it vertically 3 units. So because it's positive 3, I'm going to move it up. So here's my C. When I move it up 3 units, 1, 2, 3, that's my new C. When I have a new position for my corners, or like any of the letters that I have here, I'm going to rewrite the letter, but I'm just going to put an apostrophe on it. That's called a prime, and that tells us that that's part of the image. Okay, so when you have regular letters, those are the image. Sorry, regular numbers are the pre-image. Numbers with the apostrophe, or letters with the apostrophe, are the image. Okay, do the same thing with B. So I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's where B is. I'm going to write B. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with D and A. I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's where A is now. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with D. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Right here. And I'll just write D apostrophe. Okay. So now I can go ahead and connect those dots, and that gives me my image. Okay? Now, the reason we labeled this is because we are going to need to write down the ordered pairs. So now A, after we did the transformation, A prime, that's what the apostrophe means, I'm going to write down the new location of it. So it is at -4, -1. Yeah. That should be a -4, -1. Sorry, guys. Because A got moved. I think some of them got a little reversed. Ooh, put that back where it is. I'm going to move that over there. B is at -1, -1. Yeah, they got reversed. Sorry. Here we go. C is now at -1, +1. Yep. And D is now at -4, +1. So I need to write these ordered pairs down. Whenever you see the blanks, you need to write down the new locations. Okay? So now you guys are going to try this one on your own. Remember to move, do your little lines to create your new points, and then you can just write them down. Okay? So here's an example. For these, we just need to tell them what happened. Like so we have our pre-image here, and we have our image here. What kind of transformation happened to get from here to here? Okay, well, if we look at it, let me see if this is actually clickable. No. Okay, if we look at it, P moved over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it moved to the right 9, which means that's your horizontal movement. Okay? And then it moved down 1, 2, 3. So because it went down, it's a -3, and that's your vertical movement. Okay? And you can check the rest of them. They should all be moving the exact same way, to the right 9 and down 3. Okay? Every other point to get from one to the other. Ooh, I got a little happy there. Okay? But they're all going to the right 9 and down 3. So that's our translation that happened. Okay? 9 horizontally and down 3, which is the -3 vertically. Okay? If you wrote move to the right 3 units and down 3 units, that works too. Okay? But the important thing is to start with the letters that are for your pre-image, which are the letters just by themselves. The little apostrophe means that's what happens after a translation. Okay, so now you guys are going to try this one on your own. The next one, the next transformation that we're going to do is reflection. Now, reflection is like the mirror image. So here's a real world example, like we see reflections in water all the time. But on a graph, they can happen either over the x-axis or the y-axis. So we're going to change it by flipping it either over the x-axis or the y-axis. So when we do this, we want to make sure we are highlighting the axis that we use, okay? I always highlight the one that they say. So they said the y-axis, that's the one I'm going to highlight. Okay? This guy right here. So that's what we're going to flip over. All right? And when we flip, what we're going to do is actually count how far away it is from that highlighted area. Okay? So X is only one space away on the y-axis. So to do the reflection, I move one space away in the opposite direction. That will give me my new X. Okay? That gives me my X prime. Then I do it with the W. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away. So I go in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away. That's my new W, my W prime. Okay? Do the same thing with my Z. It is 1, 2 spaces away. So on the other side, 1, 2. Okay? And that's my Z prime. So each point is going to be the same distance on either side of that y-axis. And the last one, my Y, is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces away, so I go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where my y prime is. Okay, and then I can just go ahead and connect them. Where'd they go? Here we are, and that's my image of the transformation. Okay, and then I just need to write down my points. So w prime is at -5, 4. X prime is at -1, 4. Y prime is at -4, 1. And Z prime is at -2, 1. So I just write them down once I've done it. Okay? Now, for this one, you're going to graph the image reflecting over the x-axis, so you definitely want to highlight the x-axis here. Okay? All right. The last page. Now this is a combo of both transformations in one. Okay? So we have to, whatever it says to do first, that's what we're going to do first. So here, example 4, translate horizontally 3 units. So horizontally means left to right, and negative means I'm going to the left. Okay? So each one, I'm going to go to the right 3 units, or to the left 3 units. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So that's going to take care of my horizontally 3 units. And then I can go ahead and draw the new image if I want to, which I am going to. I'm going to try to at least. Ugh. It's not going to be great. But I like doing this in different colors because it can help me keep track of what I've done. Because I know it can be a little rough right now. So this is my new image, going with the dots. Okay? The red dots. That's what I did when I did horizontal translations. Now I'm going to reflect. I'm going to do this in a different color. So I'm going to reflect over the x-axis. Okay? So I'm going to get my highlighter out, highlight my x-axis, figure out how far away I am, and then I can do it. So for these, I'm going to plot them on the other side. So this is 2 away. I go 2 away. Right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So I go the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 away. This is 5 away. So I go the opposite direction and I go 5 away, which I'm way down here. I just realized. And then this one is only 1, 2, 3 away. So I go down 1, 2, 3. Ooh, too many. Too many. Too many. Where's my eraser? Erase, erase. Oh, there it is. Too many. There we go. And I go ahead and plot. So here's my new point. So now this image right here is my reflection. Okay? The blue is my reflection. Alright? That is my final thing. And that would be my G, my R, and my, so this is my G right here. This is my R, because I moved it. This guy is my Y. And this is my Z prime. So I would just write down what the ordered pairs are, and then I'd be done. Okay? Last example, we're going to reflect over the x-axis and then translate. So first we're going to reflect. X-axis is right here. So I highlight it. I'm going to reflect it down first. And it's just going to be over here. So I'm going to use my pen really quickly. I'm running out of time. So here's Y prime, or here's Y now. J is going to be right here. I'm just cutting out the lines to save myself time. S is 1, 2, 3. So it's right here. And Z is just going to be right here. Okay, so that's my reflection. Ooh. And now I'm going to move it to the left 5 units horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 5 is right here. Sorry, my thing got away from me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Z is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here for J, and S will be right here. So now I've got my S prime, my J prime, my Y prime, if I can find it. Ooh. Y prime. Where's Y? Ugh. All this stuff is... I don't know why it's doing this. Anyway, Z prime and Y prime. And then I just write it down. So that's it to the video. Sorry this took a little longer. It's just a lot of drawing. If you don't understand something, write it down and I will answer it next class. Okay? Bye. Bye.